a.m. Hurricane Elena advisory number 13. Hurricane warnings are in effect from Panama City to Sarasota, Florida, including Tampa Bay. Gale warnings are in effect from Sarasota southward to Fort Myers. At 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center of Elena was located near latitude 28.8 degrees north, longitude 84.9 degrees west. This position is 120 miles west-southwest of Cedar Key, or about 150 miles west-northwest of Tampa. The hurricane is moving toward the east-northeast at near 10 miles per hour. The future course of Elena is uncertain. However, the present motion could bring the center of the hurricane ashore later today. Gales and rising tides could cut off escape routes this morning, and residents in the warned area should evacuate immediately as directed by local officials. Highest winds remain near 100 miles per hour, and the minimum pressure is 975 millibars, or 28.79 inches. Gales extend outward up to 100 miles north and 150 miles east of the center. Tides of 8 to 12 feet above normal are expected near and to the right of where the center makes landfall. Tides in the gale area could reach 4 to 6 feet above normal. Statements on specific actions to be taken are being issued by local officials and National Weather Service offices. There is a chance for a few tornadoes over north and central Florida today, and rainfall totals of 10 to 15 inches may occur over portions of central and northern Florida in the path of the hurricane. Small craft from Panama City westward to Gulfport, Mississippi, and south of Fort Myers to Cape Sable should remain in port. The next advisory on Elena will be issued by the National Hurricane Center at 9 a.m. this morning.
This is a special statement on Hurricane Elena, local statement number 5, issued at 6:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Saturday. Hurricane warning is in effect along the Florida coast from Panama City to Sarasota, with gale warning south of Sarasota to Fort Myers. Tornado watch is in effect until 9 a.m. for Levy, Citrus, Hernando, Pasco, Sumter, Hillsborough, Pinellas, Polk, Sarasota, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands County, and Florida. The center of Hurricane Elena at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time was about 150 miles west-northwest of the mouth of Tampa Bay. The hurricane was moving east-northeast at around 10 miles per hour. The track of the hurricane is still somewhat uncertain, and therefore a person should closely monitor later statements in hurricane advisory. Gale force winds extend 150 miles to the east of the hurricane center, and hurricane force winds extend in a radius of about 80 miles from the center. Tides will continue to rise rapidly during the morning and will likely cut off evacuation routes. The Courtney Campbell Causeway at 5 a.m. this morning was reported closed because of waves breaking over the roadway and high tides. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge has been closed to traffic because of winds of 45 miles per hour or higher. Tides of up to 8 to 12 feet above normal are likely near and just to the right of the track of the hurricane center. Highest tides are expected this afternoon. The next normal high tide will be at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this afternoon at St. Petersburg, at 1:03 p.m. at the mouth of Tampa Bay, 5:23 p.m. at Safety Harbor, Old Tampa Bay, 1:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at Clearwater, 2:07 p.m. at Tarpon Springs, 2:33 p.m. at Bayport, 2:58 p.m. at Cedar Key, and 2:01 p.m. at Bradenton. The normal high tide coupled with storm surge will produce excessively high tides this afternoon. Winds at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time were increasing along the Gulf Coast. Clearwater Pass reported sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Winds at Cedar Key and Levy County were averaging 43 miles per hour with gusts to 61. Gale force winds are likely along the Gulf Coast from Levy to Sarasota counties early this morning and should reach hurricane strength of 74 miles per hour or higher late this morning, early this afternoon. Inland counties will experience hurricane force winds this afternoon. Heavy hurricane rain squalls will likely produce rainfall amounts in the 5 to 10 inch range across west central Florida, with a few local amounts around 12 inches possible. Heavy rain will cause considerable serious lowland flooding, and persons in flood-prone areas should immediately seek higher ground before weather conditions deteriorate and roads become impassable from localized flooding. Persons are urged to take this potentially dangerous hurricane as a serious threat to life and property. Persons in low-lying coastal areas, those living along the barrier islands of west central Florida and along the shores of Tampa Bay, should have completed or nearly completed evacuation. Remember, as the hurricane moves towards the coast of west central Florida this morning, weather conditions will worsen very rapidly. Also, the greatest killer in strong hurricanes is storm surge and high tides. For information on evacuation, call your county sheriff or emergency government office. Outdoor items such as lawn furniture, potted plants, other loose items should be secured before winds become too high to risk going outdoors. Hurricane-force winds can make deadly missiles of loose objects outside. If hurricane winds develop, stay away from windows exposed to the wind. They may shatter as objects impact on them, or they may break from the actual wind force. The next statement will be issued shortly after 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
The Tampa Bay metropolitan area forecast. A hurricane warning is in effect for the entire Tampa Bay area. A tornado watch is in effect until 9 a.m. For today, windy with occasional showers and thunderstorms and squalls with possible tornadoes. Very heavy rainfall totals possible, causing local flooding. Tides increasing to as much as 7 feet above normal, causing coastal flooding. Winds increasing to near hurricane force, Tarpon Springs northward, and gale force elsewhere. The high today in the lower 80s, rain chance 100%. For tonight and Sunday, windy with showers and thunderstorms continuing, wind gradually decreasing to northwest at 20 miles per hour by late Sunday. The low tonight, upper 70s, high Sunday, mid-80s, rain chance 80% tonight and Sunday. For the remainder of the Labor Day weekend, partly sunny with only a chance for a shower or a thunderstorm. For marine interest, tides at St. Petersburg Municipal Pier, a slack low tide at 8:53 a.m. this morning. The major high tide for the day occurring at 3:25 p.m. this afternoon. A low tide at 10:21 p.m. this evening. A slack high tide at 4:15 a.m. early Sunday morning, with a slack low tide at 9:35 a.m. Sunday.